It means a lot that Rabbi Fischer is here, sharing with us, and it's an exciting day. There's always a disease a Rebbe could have. Is the visiting speaker. You're like, okay, I'm so happy. And you're looking around. I'm hoping the guys are listening. I'm listening. I don't care if you listen. But I care if you listen. But I want to hear Rabbi Fischer. I think everybody here. Rabbi Fischer came for a Shabbos last year. It was incredible Shabbos. I'm making a public appeal to Avram and his tata that was to another Shabbos Halavai. Yeah, I think the Chevra is masking to that. And without further ado, a long enough introduction, Rabbi Fischer.
Thank you. Usually when someone speaks, they're definitely not supposed to do what I'm going to do right now, and that is that I want to share. I always like to share, but I really came over here as Rabbi Kalish, as the Rav, as our Rebbe, as he says. And lives, and what's alive over here so strong. It's like you feel it, you could touch it, as not just the air as you come in, but just saying hi to everyone and embracing and connecting to oneself, connecting to the humility. I think it's humility. One of the lines we started off in the yeshiva in the shir, it's actually from Avi Friedler, sent me the line. Let me see if I could get it right away. That we try and start off the shir with. I should know it by heart already. It's grant me the. Everyone knows this, but it's a different one.
I listened to it.
Okay, so has it sort of grant me?
Hashem, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change.
Right. So yeah, do it slower if you don't mind. Grant me the serenity to accept the people that I cannot change. The courage to change the person who I can. Now we'll just stop there for 1 second. When I say the courage, so I changed that in the Lashon, and I said it's not so much it's also courage, but it's the honesty. The honesty to look at myself and to change the one. I'll say it after the whole tefillah, right? The courage to change, the honesty, the humility to change myself and not to change anybody else. And this is the line, the cherry on the top, and the wisdom, the chachma to know that person is me. Yeah, exactly. And I could say that 1,000 times because I wanted to go in. I wanted to go in to always remind myself that, and the reason I was saying the courage, the courage and the humility to be able to change myself. Over Shabbos, I was at a bar mitzvah of my nephew, and it was beautiful Shabbos, many speeches, and it's great. I love listening to people talk. I try to love to learn from everyone. And someone said such a simple line, and it was like an agav parenthetical, and I jumped on it afterwards. He thought I was going to give him a big shkoich for the big Torah that he said over, but it wasn't. He said to the bar mitzvah boy, he said, know what you're not good at also. It's okay to know what you're not good at. And I thought that was obviously the Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, right? I'm sure, right? Rabbi Yisrael Salanter says, woe to the person who doesn't know his weaknesses. I'm not chas v'shalom. I'm not contradicting that. He says, woe to the person who doesn't know his weaknesses, but oy vavoy, even worse, to the person who doesn't know his strengths. I'm not saying for a person not to know his strengths, because obviously that's more important, and that's harder sometimes because you need the Yetzer Hara is probably much more lives in your strengths, doesn't want you to see your strengths. But there's a certain humility for a person to know, like I'm not that. Like I'm not that, and that's okay. It's okay that I'm not that, and that's a strength that person has. I have no idea where I'm just trying to think right now. I really came here. That's really why I was starting. I mamish came here because I love to learn who I am. I love to get to know myself more and more and more. And I've noticed over time, the older I get, you would think you know yourself more. And the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing like I really want to get to know myself more. And I said over last week, I think it was, I was talking about this concept of, and I just want to share a little bit with everybody here. That's really why almost I want to speak because I have so much feeling when I'm here. But I really want to learn. I really want to learn from everyone. I always say one of my favorite lines is that there's one person who you can't see, and that's yourself, right? You can't see yourself. You could see everybody else. Like everybody else can give such insight into who we are. And I think the Yetzer Hara lives in that world. I was thinking this, as we say in this week's parsha, it says, Hey, Asvu v'agida lachem, right? Yaakov Avinu brought everybody together to tell you what's going to be at the end of the days. And I think that and the Svarim HaKadoshim, the holy Svarim, say that was what he was telling them at the end of the days. Hey, Asvu, everybody get together. Everybody get together so you can reflect off of each other and you can learn from other people. You could hear from other people who you are. Who am I? Like when you I was telling the Rav, I was telling Rabbi Kalish, and I'm not saying this as a compliment. I'm not saying this to make him feel good. I'm saying this as a truth. Last time I was here, I don't know if anyone remembers, I mamish spoke about in the yeshiva by me, our yeshiva together, singing more, tapping more into Shabbos. And I'm not saying it that like, okay, I did it. I told Michal, I was telling Rabbi Kalish, I told Michal Charach, last time I was here, I was so inspired singing. I'm almost a little bit like, I don't know if I can't request if we could sing, because it's not my, I'm saying, to sit here and Rabbi Kalish is president, and I'm being serious, I'm not getting him back. Boy, I'll get him back. I'm not worried that I will get Rabbi Kalish. I'm not here to get, but why do I say that? Because I'm a regular guy. And I know it sounds, he sounds so humble. Rabbi Fischer says he's a regular guy. But I'll tell you why I'm a regular guy. I'm a regular guy because I need to improve just like you guys need to improve. And I have weaknesses, probably more than your weaknesses because I'm older. So my weaknesses are much more, right? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So it's much harder for me. I have much more insecurities. Imagine being insecure when you're my age. It's like, wow, you haven't moved on from that, which is also a chiddush I had. I think Rabbi Kalish is going to love this. Some of you maybe who've listened to my shiurim have heard this. I had like a week or two on this. Moshe Gle, I don't know if Moshe's here. Moshe Gle. Oh, so Moshe can, right. Oh, right. Right, Moshe, we spent like a week or so, and Ari Garfield's still like chazers. He's like, we got to talk about this again. Everyone's into, and this, I'm talking about myself, move on. Everyone's like, move on. You got to move on. When are you, right? I love when guys, you know what, I'm not even going to be, I hate it when people say this. I shouldn't talk like that. I hate when people say, so when are you going to move on already? Not me. It's true with me also. But they say, when are you going to move on? You know, you went to Waterbury, you went to Fischer. It's like, when are you going to move on? And I'm always like, what? I never got it. I never understood that. And now I'll explain. I never said that publicly because I don't like when people say that. And now if they'll hear Rabbi Fischer said that, they're going to be insulted that I said that. But I guess I'll deal with that on my own time. Right? But what's the shot? Move on. I don't know what that means, move on. So I had a chiddush this year. Mamash Min Hashemayim fell into my heart. Mamash Min Hashemayim, don't move on. I think you're going to love this. Move in. Move in. Stop moving on. Stop moving on. Everybody wants to move on. When are you going to move on with your anxiety? When are you going to move on with the way you dress? When are you going to move on and get the haircut? And the worst of the worst of the worst is, and I've had this, and I'm sure someone told this to me. You know, I'll tell you afterwards who it was. Mamash, a tzaddik of a guy. He told me he lost his father when he was maybe 13, 14 years old. He's 26 now, 26 years old. And he told me that he had a conversation with somebody. He had a conversation with somebody about different things, that he lost his father. He lost his father. And the guy said, there's going to come a time we have to move on. I'm like, move on? I lost my father. I'm still, what does that mean, move on? You don't move on. You move in. Like the Rav was saying, the more a person learns, the more we learn, hey, asfu v'agida lachem, the more we learn that you don't have to go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. We think I have to move to this, one of the things I always say, it's not where you are, it's not what yeshiva. This yeshiva actually might be might break my principle of that. It's not where you are, it's who you are. You come here, there's magic in this place. So I don't know if I could say that to this yeshiva, because it is where you are here. It is where you are. It is where you are. But I think that the concept that I know, it's just a chizuk for me just to say these words. And it's almost like I want to hear, I don't know if this is the forum to do this, like I want to hear, I'm going to really end off with this shot. That's it. I'm going to say one more thing, and then I really want to hear, if it's possible, I really want to learn from you guys, and I'll tell you why I want to learn from, if I'm able to do that, to hear from you this, about moving in to myself, moving in. This generation, you guys went through Corona. You guys went through, Corona was scary. People, I know family members who just had yard site, right? His grandmother just had a chashava Rebbitzin, right? People, the Malach HaMavis was like, mamash is scary, the trauma, the anxiety. And now I want to tell everybody here, you know this, your world as teenagers, as children, the children of this generation, myself, Rabbi Kalish, the rest, we grew up, there was one thing that at least I know was spoken about in our past, and that was the Holocaust. Besides the Holocaust, trauma-wise, for the Klal Yisrael, and there is a collective trauma, by the way. Anyone whose parents or grandparents or great-grandparents are Holocaust survivors, my father was a Holocaust survivor. So the anxiety that I grew up with, and I haven't moved on from it, I still have my workings that I'm doing, that I'm trying to move in, was all from Holocaust. That's what they say. I spoke to a very big chashav yid. I could probably say his name, Rabbi Aaron Cutler. I have a close shaykhus to Rabbi Cutler. He's a very special person. He also he told me it's one of the collective traumas of the generation. Now you guys, I just want to say, you guys have the world now. I know my anxiety level from the war, from Simchas Torah. Simchas Torah, we're in the yeshiva itself. Speaking of Chaim Moses, I could read the letter if you think. Okay, I'll read the letter. Coming in, it was the scariest thing. He ran into the Beis Medrash. It was actually during Yisker. He ran into the Beis Medrash. Everybody heard what was going on. He ran in to get his tefillin. There was already like a shaking. He came over, he ran over. He says, give me, I was like, I didn't know what to do. He came over, he's like, Rabbi, give me a bracha. What do I do? I'm going, this is on Shabbos, on Simchas Torah. A guy who learned in this Beis Medrash. Mamash, a young boy running in. He just sent me pictures. I'm going to read, hopefully I'll get this letter. I'll read what he wrote. He sent this letter to his mother. So what I really want to hear from you guys, because I think there's something tapped in that I can gain from everyone here. Again, I don't know if this is the forum. Maybe afterwards to shmooze. I want to open myself to everybody here to say, if you could give me that insight, I could give you insight in what it is to grow up in Holocaust survivors. I went to a davened in a shul about the Holocaust. Everybody there had tattoos. We grew up literally with that. But my challenge I had was like, there's no Holocaust. So that was my dissonance. That was my contradiction. But now there's a certain anxiety within myself that has risen, even being in America. I never, ever, whenever I left Eretz Yisrael, coming to America, in a weird way, I felt more chilled. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, I moved to Eretz Yisrael, but at the end of the day, I'm coming back. I could say, oh, home is Eretz Yisrael, home. I'm an American guy. I love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Remember that, right? That's what they... Oh, you remember that. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie. I'm a regular American guy. And I'm like coming in, and I'm like, is this going to be the same America? And I had a certain thing of like, oh my gosh, like what's going to be? And I didn't know, I really did not know how to deal with it. I didn't know, but that's called moving in. Someone could say to me, put their arm around me, right? Could be Avram, my son, could even say like, Tati, like, get over it, analyze it, get. No, I don't want to. I want to stay here. See, you're the holy rabbi inspires me to stay where I am and to be. I'm not supposed to be here. I came this week on I came for a simcha. I always do fundraising. I don't know if any of the donors are going to hear this shir. They're going to be upset. Like, what are you doing in Waterbury? Why are you there? What are you doing over here? You're supposed to be move on. Guess what? No, I'm not moving on. I'm in. This is my, not because this is my fundraising, because this is Yoni Fischer. And Yoni Fischer wants to spend time with his son in the car. And Yoni Fischer wants to smell HaNeshama. The neshama is the smell. Wants to come into this Beis Hamikdash and to just get a hug, just to have the Rav look at me and listen to me and have a conversation. I'm like, that's worth more money and sitting with you guys, sitting with many faces who I don't know. And I'm happy I don't know you. You know why I'm happy I don't know you? Because it means, you know why? This is the same vart. You know why? Because I'm going to look at Yehuda Weinstein, a big tzaddik, by the way, Yehuda Weinstein. Big tzaddik, mamish. I'm not just saying that. Mamish, a big tzaddik. I think I know Yehuda Weinstein. Why? Because I've been with Yehuda Weinstein for 3 years. But that's the godless of it. I don't know. I want to say that I don't know Yehuda Weinstein. Why? Just like someone who I just met Avram's roommate. I don't know you, but I'm excited to get to know you. Why? Because I accepted the fact that I don't know you. But sometimes when we think we know someone, so then we don't get excited to get to know them. So say, yeah, I know my mother. Yeah, I know my father. Yeah, wait till you get married. And you're like, yeah, and I know you. No, you don't know your wife. You could be married. I just celebrated, Baruch Hashem, 30 years of marriage. Baruch Hashem. Mazel tov. Thank you. And the clap. I'll tell you the clap. The clap is, unfortunately, it's not the clap because I'm still married, right? Unfortunately, you could say it. That's the clap. The clap is that I love my wife and I want to get to know my wife better, and I don't know my wife as much as I want to get to know my wife. You got what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying that to just share especially in front of my son. He's like, Tati, you're crazy. You know what I mean? But the pshat is no. But and maybe I am crazy, and I'm okay. If there's a place you could be okay being crazy, it's here. You know what I mean? I don't say that no, that's the love. No, but that's the truth, because nobody's crazy. Nobody's crazy. Even people who are in psychiatric wards and these places, if anybody knows anything about psychiatry, it's all from not being, I'm right, I'm wrong, I'm bad, I'm good. What are you talking about? You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Move in. Move into who you are. Move in. Get to know yourself. Don't get that's too cliche. Everyone's like, everyone says that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe you don't know yourself like you think you know yourself. Because I know that I'm learning, and when you have that attitude that I don't know you, and I always tell guys, that's what falling in love is. You meet someone, you're like, what's the first thing you say? I want to get to know her. I want to get to know that person. Then after, a year of marriage, there she's going to do this, she's going to do this, my mother's going to say this, my father's going to say this, this. No. I can't, that's really all. So I really, I don't know if I was clear about what I came for. I came. First of all, I could leave already, selfish wise. I told Rabbi Brownstein. I told Rabbi Yitz. I said I really am just coming to receive, mamish to receive. I come here. I don't know. I never understood it till I came here. Like people say, me and Avram were talking. It's like we were just talking about like. Yeah, this one should go to Waterbury, and this guy should go, and this guy then, and he started saying the whole entire world should be here, and I'll tell you why. Because over here, you could move in, you don't have to move on. And I know this is going to sound like a crazy bracha. I'm going to end off with this, and then if this might be a crazy bracha, I hope nobody moves on, and I hope we all just like move. I know that might sound like what is he saying, but I mean it. Like we're moving on. I have it all with. It's all here. Hamakom, the next week's 2 weeks parsha. Hamakom asher ata oimin is atmas kodesh. You have it. You have it within yourself. You have it mamish within yourself. Your neshama. But I heard you were talking about IFS. You know what they hold, the self, neshama. That I don't know what a neshama is, and I don't know what self is. So I for sure can't say they're both the same thing. So, but I'm saying they say yesh oimrim that what you think your neshama can't take care of you. You think the Rabbanu Shalom made you who He made you. He put you in the family that He put you in. He gave you the trauma. The Rabbanu Shalom gave you your father. He gave you your mother. He gave you your anxiety. He gave you all of the sexual stuff that might be complicated. He gave you all. He gave you 2023. He gave us this war. He gave us. It's not because the Gaza and the state and the this. He didn't do that. It's all the Rabbeinu Shalom. The Rabbeinu Shalom has nothing to do with Hamas, and they should have this, and they should Bibi Netanyahu, and they should. It's one thing. The Rabbeinu Shalom put each and every one of you in a generation now that has to face something that none of us have a clue how to face. The 19-year-olds, our chevra are in Gaza. Know what that says to me? They've moved in. I'm watching from afar. So I want advice from you guys how to move in. What is that? What's the how do you grow up with the craziness of the world, the media, the craziness of the entertainment system, all the things you're exposed to, and still be in Beis Medrash and still learn to be true to yourself and deal with your anxiety? It's unbelievable. The grandmother, I'm for real ending off with this, the grandmother from the other side said to the bar mitzvah, she was crying, she was very chashav lady, she was very close with the family's Gordon from Lubavitch, Crown Heights. They brought over the Frierdiker Rebbe they bought 770. She had yichidus with the Rebbe many times. Very chashuva person. She got off the last speech to the bar mitzvah bacher. She was crying like a baby, crying. I was so inspired. What did she say? She says, I learned. Here's the bubby. The bubby is supposed to come up and say, Ich bin the bubba. I'm going to teach you about life. That's not what she did. She says, you know how much I learned from my grandchildren and my children? And she was so emotional. She was makir tov, how much I learned from them. And I was like, oh, I love that so much. Because it's so true. It's so true. Hashem should help you all. Hashem should help me. Should help all of us. Which was heyasu, to get together, whether you're 50 years old, whether you're 18 years old, right? If I'm allowed to point out over here, I'm just a guest over here, right? You could sit with, I know he's back over here. Rafi Jeremias is a Yid, I want to tell you, who has moved, Rafi Jeremias is a Yid who has moved in on himself. He's a person who I talk to, who I ask, what tell me. Give me insight. Should be zoicha to that. Should be zoicha to have. I'll read the Chaim Moses. Yeah. Okay.
Who here by hands? Who remembers Chaim Moses by hands here? Wow. Chaim Moses is one of the most beautiful people. One of my favorite people we ever had in this Masifta. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. If you remember his smile, he was of skinny build, and on the football field, tough, strong, beautiful person, heroic, very close helmet of Rabbi Zon Shlita, and just some really, really precious person who has grown worlds. I want to sing a prayer after Rabbi Fischer reads this letter, but I want to read the letter specifically. The guys who know him will be able to pray together. I'm going to ask Johnny to pray together that prayer together. Those that know him will have no trouble praying. If you don't know him, I want you to hear the lines of this letter just to get to meet. These are his words, to meet a little bit Chaim Moses, and we're going to pray for him amongst all the soldiers and all the Yidden in the world.
This is the letter. Look at that. He wrote that from wherever he was. Wow. And I just, before I read the letter, I just want to give Chaim Moses, I just want to say, was in yeshiva for 3 years. So this is, I didn't even mean to do this. This is it. He was. Is it public? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, the letter.
No, the letter I can't, because I can't read all of it.
Parts that can't be read.
Right. I just want to say it's so beautiful that it. Yes.
He has the letter.
Oh, he has a letter also.
Nachum, you have the same letter?
Malcolm, where have you been the last? You've been in Gaza. I saw some pictures of you in Gaza over there. I want to just be mocked, and this is so. It's mamash min hashamayim arav that you were like misnava ve'eni yedeh misnava. Chaim was learning in yeshiva. I just want everyone to know this. He was learning in yeshiva for 3 years, steiging away. It's not the pshat that he went to the army because he wasn't matzliach in yeshiva. Chaim went to the army because he felt within himself that that's what he needed to do. So incredible. It's not the pshat. He was mamash learning in a quote-unquote top shiur by a stamp. He was mamash steiging away. And I remember him coming to me, asking me, I said, okay, let's talk it out. I said, what do you really deep down? This is what he really wanted to do. It's incredible. It's incredible. Okay. I'm going to try and read, Dear Mom, he sent his family, and then he says, tonight will mark 2 weeks since we entered Gaza. 50 days, I haven't been in my house here in Eretz Yisrael. 2 days ago, I took the only shower I've had since entering Gaza. There is no running water. There's no electricity, and no trade of clothing to put on in the morning. I've listed all of these different difficulties not to complain, but rather to emphasize that despite all of them, I'm happy and proud to be doing what I am doing. Because of our efforts, 50 women and children were released from captivity in the last few days. My price is a small one to pay for their freedom. I haven't seen any living terrorist. And most the things that we're going to do when this is all over, the hugs for our loved ones, the hot cups of coffee, and the endless showers to wash, listen to this, to wash away the physical and mental dirt. Covering us from head to toe. The distance has helped me appreciate how fortunate I am to have all of you in my life. And he said beferish that I should read this, so he means all of you as well. I can't wait to tell you all the stories I have from this time, but sadly, I would need 20 more pages to do that. After this ends, we'll sit and I'll tell you everything. But until then, you will be with me in my heart. Love and miss you. Chaim. Mom, please send this to whoever you think of, friends, family. He was sent to us, to have him read it out to people around yeshiva. Thank you.
Johnny, do you Havshay Rachman es Avdayna Kindelech Hayri Vainai Shalaylam Havshay Rachman Avdayna Kindelech Nachamol Hayri Vainai Shalaylam Havshay Rachman Avdayna Kindelech Hayri Vainai Shalaylam Avshay Rachman Avdayna Kindelech Hayle Hashkosh Hashkosh Al Yedei Shabbos Kodshem Shisha Yamim Yanchilam Nachlas Yaakov Bechirecha Ayka Echsa Ayayam Shabbos Amasemes Umisachedes Johnny Higalena. Higalena. Christ Habibi Yolai. Suga Shloimecha. Kashloimecha I want to introduce, it's a schos today. It's a schos today. We're Zeichel here from Rabbi Fischer, and now we'll have a schos. When I went off to Masifta in 9th grade, I was Zeichel to have a Rebbe who gave me a chavivas for Torah. My whole chevra, we was Zeichel to learn Gittin, which till today remains my favorite Masechta. And I was zeicher to learn the entire Masechta with a Rebbe who gave us some Masekos, gave the entire shir delight. We had hoped. We had wanted to stay with our 9th grade Rebbe for 10th, 11th, 12th. There was like a thought and a hope. It wasn't what the yeshiva was masking to, but we wanted to stay all 4 years with the same Rebbe. We were zeicher to learn by a Rebbe, Rabbi Kaufman Shlita, who gave us a tremendous Masika Satira, sweetness for Torah, and it's a schus that Rabbi Klein Kaufman's here today and share Divrei Torah with the Chevra.
Well, I was not planning on being here today, but it was worth coming just for these few words here. Rabbi Daniel was one of my favorites of all time, I must say. I was listening to Rabbi Fischer a little bit before, and he was stressing the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is running the world. He brought me to tears because when I was born in the Ukraine, and I spent the first 5 years of my life in Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is in deep Asia, in a Muslim country. And as I was listening to the drush, I remembered I was about 5 years old or 6 years old. I was drowning, and Azim, an Arab kid, a Muslim kid, I don't know, they're not Arabs, but they're Muslims, saved my life. I was so taken before, I said, Rabbi Fischer is talking about Hashem's plans. A Muslim kid saved my life, and I'm here today listening to Drush HaRebish that runs the world. Now, a Muslim kid saved my life. Baruch Hashem, I was Zoiche for over 50 years to learn with Talmidim, not all as Charshiv as Reb Daniel, but very Charshiv with Talmidim as well. And a Muslim saved my life. We're fighting with Muslims now. I heard some Bachram from here are there right now. So somehow it brought the whole roundabout plan. We're talking about a plan of about 75 years altogether, that I should be zeicher to see the nachas that I have from a Talmud of mine who's producing Talmidim like this. It is something that touches me so deeply, it's unbelievable. So, and I went through, by the time I was 9 years old, I had been on 3 different continents already. I wound up in American-occupied Germany, and there I became a Chedi Engel, and all this was to look emotionally at the payers, at what has resulted from that Arab kid that saved my life, because I'm zeicher to shep the nachas that I see from Rabbi Daniel. So I thank you for letting me have that nachas here today. Okay. I'm clapping because it was so short, right?
We can sing one more song.
Gesundheit.
Let's sing, Chaver, let's sing Chazik. Where's Reb Johnny? Can you start Chazik? Let's say we have such a Cyrus hearing that letter from Chaim. Let's say together before we break for lunch, let's say kapitel 1, kapitel Tillim, for all Achenu B'nai Yisrael that are on any matzah, but certainly having in mind Chaim's own safety and all of Klal Yisrael. Let's say 1 kapitel.